Good morning. I may be the only one on this call. We'll find out. I think I'm going to have at least one person, which is Maria. Today is the first step to getting connected with your kitchen. I've done a lot of these. So why it's step one is I want you, I guess let Oliver in. Good morning, Oliver. I want you to be able to see the resources you already have in your kitchen and how to make whatever you have right now, make something of it. And it's a perfect time because I barely have anything in my kitchen. So I want to see my limited resources and share that with you and share that you can still do quite a bit with little things. And then if you need to, then go to the store. I'm just setting all this up here. Go, and then then you can make your master grocery list. But this is the time I feel is our time. I'm plugging into my computer here, getting everything going as we're talking. But it's our time to look at what we have and how we're using our resources. It's a time to get connected with, sometimes our brain goes into the grass is greener in other areas, and we just keep buying and buying, but we don't use all our vegetables. So this gives us opportunity to even talk about that. How to use everything up so you feel like you really are using your resources. I'm going to set this up right here, and I'm going to keep talking. I've been sharing a lot today about the community, bringing community together and how that is being displayed when we start being in a space where we have to seclude ourselves from everybody. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to seclude myself? And now I feel even lonelier. And I had this dream this morning, and it was about, I can't remember all the details, but I definitely knew that I felt extremely lonely. And it came to me that, good morning, Maria, again. And it came to me that I need to spend more time with people, and that's what makes me happy. So I know every day when I am working behind my desk and I'm not really getting out there doing Facebook Live or doing stuff like what we're doing right now, that I'm not serving my fuller purpose. And it truly makes me feel depressed. Like I'm thinking, here, wait, I am not working in corporate as a CPA. This is what I chose to do. How dare I, when I know what I should be doing, because the shoulding at this point means what you should be doing to take care of people, and you are in the background, not really doing that much, even though it looks like I'm extremely busy. And I want to talk about that when it comes to being connected with your kitchen, is that we not realize how important it is for you to be connected to this. And the reason why we get disconnected is because we're always out and about doing things, or we just never cooked at all. This is the time to recognize that whatever you feed your body with is going to be the results of your physicality, the results of how you come in a room and feel. You feeling grounded? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling uncomfortable? But food really builds your DNA, your cells. And whatever came with you from your mama's womb to the stuff that you're learning and you're hearing as you grew up is who you have been in the past. But today we get the opportunity to talk about the kitchen, but it comes into the spirit of everything. I call it the 3 energy revitalized pillars. We're taking one of those, we're talking about the food, but everything links together. So all this mindset stuff and the clearing and the choices that we make, it truly is that the grass is not greener somewhere else. But what are the resources that we have within ourselves so that we can get serious about trusting ourselves, our thoughts, knowing that every word we say is important to us. Even when we second guess ourselves, learning how to sit with it so that you can resolve that instead of having thyroid issues like what I had, emotional stuff where I wanted to fight everything around me. And as you get to know me more and more, you'll find that I always loved hitting my head against the wall. I was studying for the CPA exam, and I was fighting with that. I thought I was too dumb, and I was not going to pass the exam. Or I was going to. So, like, one side of my brain was saying, you're going to pass it, you're going to pass it. The other side of my brain was saying, you're dumb, you're not smart, and this is just from childhood things that happen, and you are, whatever you want, you're not going to get anyway. And it would show up in ways where people would have a beautiful car and I go, oh my gosh, and it would make me think I couldn't be their friend anymore because they were just so cool. And now I think of it as, no, that's money. If I want more money, then I can have it, but I need to know why I want it. And I mean, not just like I want to go and spend money and on the exterior look a certain way. Same thing about food. Not hiding food around and eating certain things, but really respectfully looking at what you want in your body. And when you hide things within your emotional journey, or you don't think you can have something, or you don't deserve something, you're not going to receive the food that we're going to be talking about today. And you're going to have hidden stuff. Or when somebody walks away, you're going to go run to the pantry to eat all the chips. Oh, I used to do that so much. I didn't know that was a problem. I just thought, we'll have a craving. And it wasn't that. It wasn't just that. It was being real connected with the journey. So this is your journey today, my friends. And giving yourself time to slow down, opportunity, and that's what the kitchen talk is about. It really is. It's about having these kind of talks around the kitchen table, having a love fest about the people in your family, and being able to love on that, and wanting to have better relationships, wanting to have better relationships with food. So let's go play. I'll move you around a little bit so you can be with me at all times, because I want this conversation to be going. It can be playful where you are in your kitchen and you're kind of playing with me too. I'm telling you, I really don't have much resources, but I know that whatever I have, I can make something of it. So we can talk about soup today. Maria, you're on here. You're very good at being creative with just having basic resources. So anything that comes in here today, if you get recording, you can hit reply on the text you receive or the email, and tell me some other ideas that you have. But this is about us coming together as a community and not being scared that we really have enough resources. If you don't, you can go to the store or have somebody that's younger if you're feeling uncomfortable about your immune system, because this truly all is just an immune system situation. And be real careful at exposing yourself, because even the flu this year is extremely bad. And I had that earlier, and I usually don't get sick, not even once a year. It's usually every few years. And this was one of my years where I got sick for about 4 days, and it was bad. I wasn't even sleeping in bed. If I laid flat, I thought I was suffocating. And I'd have anxiety because even if I wasn't suffocating, I just knew it's getting later in the night, and I'm not feeling well. So think about all the things that can happen and why you don't want that stuff. How are you going to get through this time and feeling safe? All right. So the first thing I always do is, someone said, I start with the protein first, and then I build around it. What you're going to find is I'm going to throw out all my vegetables, which again is not much. So this might be a way for me to build my master grocery list. Maria, how much food do you have in your fridge that's vegetables first? Maria's looking. Okay, so why? Okay, I love this. This is cabbage, and why we have cabbage? I didn't buy it, even though cabbage is fun, but it's because St. Patrick's Day. So I said we never have enough cabbage because I love it, and during this time, but I love it anytime. This is perfect though. And if you have thyroid stuff, you want to more have this cooked than in the raw form because this is a cruciferous vegetable. So this is your cabbage. Okay, so I have cabbage. Oh, I have cabbage and a half. We're jamming now. And then this is the last part of my lettuce. So with this, I usually just have lettuce every morning. I'll rinse it and wash it and stuff. And then Oliver is looking up because Oliver is my, find an accountability partner. Oliver, when I open the fridge, he always knows he's going to get a vegetable. He's a very healthy doggy. And he loves vegetables, not at first. When we first started doing this, he was like, meow. But now cucumbers are his favorite, and then lettuce is another one. So I usually pull this off, and then I give it to Oliver. There you go, buddy. That's the stem. And then, so I have this. So I don't think I have enough for a salad. I just have where I can do boats of something, you know, so I'm thinking I have some seeds and I can do some things with that. Now, I don't know everything I have, so I'm thinking, what am I going to have inside my lettuce? Because I don't have tons and bundles of lettuce. Do you have lettuce, Maria? You do? Oh, Maria, you're muted. I saw your lips say, I do.
I do. Sorry.
Oh, you're cruising around, so you might have. Okay, now I have eggs. Now, Kirsten and I, before I did yoga this morning, we had local eggs. So in Wilton, right outside of Sacramento, I bought this at Dillard's store, which is a local tiny store here. And but you can get them from local families. In some places you can't. So you're going to get eggs, whatever eggs you can get, but there's a big difference in how it tastes, how it feels in your body when you do more local. It's not traveling all over the place. Great for our planet. Oh my gosh, Maria, you know what I'm thinking is, think about pollution.
I thought about,
like there's going to be so much of it. Yeah.
I was saying that to the girls yesterday, how much we're saving on that.
Well, then you think about it. I mean, like what we said, there's just a purpose for this. It's like doing, like multitasking so many things, just like your workouts do, mindset, everything is linked together. It's crazy. Okay, so I have cucumber. So I'm seeing something come here. I love raw cucumber, but you could do cucumber with apple cider vinegar and some salt, and make sure that you have like a Himalayan salt. Here you go, Oliver. Himalayan salt. Make sure you have iodine salt, something that has some iodine in it. And this is good for like a side dish. But you can do other things with this too. You can slice it, take out the seeds, and put some stuff in the center of it. Maria, do you ever do anything with cucumber besides just eat it raw or put in the salad?
No, I do mainly like tomatoes and red onions. I do that salad.
Ooh, I do have onion. I don't have red onion, but I have onion and I have lime. So I have onion and I have tons of limes. And this is awesome to sprinkle on when you're doing rice. If you get watermelon, oh my gosh, watermelon with cayenne. And then you sprinkle some, and then you sprinkle some lime on it. So I have lime as a resource. So you see how you feel like you don't have much, but you get to pull it all together. It's really fun. I have peanut butter and jelly, and so if I have a sweet tooth, With Jacob and Kirsten, sometimes they'll cook certain things. Kiki likes to bake. I love to bake too. I've been trying to get her in the kitchen more because when our kitchen was first done, we spent a lot of time in the kitchen, but lately we haven't been. So it's just like an awakening that we need to get back in here. Okay, in here I have cilantro. Now cilantro is starting to go bad, but I see some really good sprouts in there too. So cilantro is very good. Make sure you don't eat the brown stuff because that means it's starting to go bad. But since it's a bundle, I can take that apart and rinse it. But with this is your way to extract out any metals that are in your body. I have lymphatic problems that situations sometimes where my arms will swell a little bit. They used to be real lean and muscular, and then as I have been getting off of medicine, I'm going to my 4th year now, I get like my metabolism isn't even fully there, and it's starting to come together, but I can get swelling on my arms, and then it'll open up, and then it'll release the swelling. But the lymph nodes are what I get caught up with, and tell me if this happens to you, and why I'm talking about the arms and also the legs, is that usually when we're stuck with metals in our body, it slows our lymph nodes down. So you can do cilantro in almost everything once you start really liking cilantro, because cilantro can go into eggs, and it can go in salad dressings and things like that. You can learn how to put in all these different things based on your taste buds, starting to know that taste and what you'd like to add with it. But it helps extract out the metals in your system. So you can extract that out through your bowel movements, and then also your kidneys will release it through the bladder and then release that. So are you learning stuff here, Maria?
I am.
And I love having a lot of resources. But with everything going on, I slowed down and going to the grocery store. I have a couple of apples, and apples you can do a saute, do a little bit of butter, which butter is wholesome for especially the spine, like your nervous system is around that. And then doing sauteing them, or you can even do it in the oven, or you can just have an apple. You don't have to beautify it. You can do whatever you want.
I've been adding apples in my salad a lot too.
Yeah.
It's super
My favorite
good.
place to go right now is Buca de Beppo. And I always get their gorgonzola salad. And what we've been doing here is kind of the same thing. I like to make salad dressings now fresh. And so I'll do their type of salad dressing, and then I have walnuts, and I'll do lettuce, and I'll do I have green apples too. Oh, I think I gave all of them a green apple. That's his goodies for a doggy. Look at the big bag I have here. So I'm going to check the broccoli, because you can do a big thing. Hi, Maria. Oh, Laura! I have my VIP group together. And Laura, I started off this talking a lot about just mindset and how we usually think the grass is greener, not using a lot of our resources. And so today is class 1 of checking what you have in the fridge, and we go in the pantry. And I don't have a lot. I usually have more of a variety, and that's what I love about this, is that we find ways to use all of the stuff that we have, and know that let's use our resources instead of feel like we have to keep going to the store and buying stuff, and then our refrigerator starts smelling because the vegetables get bad. And so we want to use all of them. I do. I feel so clear when I use all the vegetables. That's important. Feel clear, feel freedom. Okay, I have some salsa. Now you can make fresh salsa. Tomatoes aren't in right now, but I still have some salsa sometimes. So I have potato that I've been having, because potato is seasonal. So it's been St. Patrick's Day this week. So I have some potatoes, and I've just been dicing them up, sauteing them in butter to kind of calm the nervous system, feel satiated, And then I've been doing kale and all these different vegetables that I don't have. I have a little bit more left. And then I've been putting a local egg, scrambling it. This is just from our local. Of course, Laura has beautiful eggs that she gets every day.
Yeah.
If you haven't met Laura, because this is also a recording, Laura does beautiful photography of all her animals, and her animals are a way to release stress. So you're going to get to know more about Laura, but she's more in the area of set free to run free to set free. Did I say that right, Laura?
Set free to run free.
Set free to run free. I probably didn't say that. Okay, now what I like about this is I usually don't buy containers, but I noticed since business has been getting real busy, that I don't always have my vegetables prepared. So I was starting to talk to Maria. I was talking to Pam, and she's the Fresh Inspiration Ranch here when I have retreats. She is our chef. And so I was asking her, like, well, you come like once a month and you prepare some vegetables for me, like in food, how much would that be? And so I started going that route. And then when I started looking at, like, what are the resources at the store, I found this. I'm like, well, Pam may want to come in and help me, which is cool, but I also have help from the regular store. So I've been getting these bowls, and what it is tons of variety of vegetables, and you can saute them. So look for your store when you realize that you're not prepping as much as you want to. I like to have vegetables breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's your vitality. You're feeding every cell in your body. Next Saturday will be part 2 of this. I'm going to be talking deeply about your immune system, and we're going to talk about a variety of mushrooms, which ones, and we're going to talk about different teas, and I'm going to talk specific about teas of herbs that you probably haven't heard before. So today's is getting your base set for you so that you can do some grocery shopping if you need to. You don't want to get out there too much, or maybe get delivery, which might be better. Okay, so I have apples. I have our, I'm bringing you over here. And I have stuff that's just in my fridge. And we have the cilantro. We have cabbage. And I want to cook my cabbage. I can do it raw, but not much. Not when you have thyroid stuff. The cruciferous stuff, which is that, and then these types of vegetables. You want to make sure that you do more cooked of those, because your body just doesn't digest it well when you have a slow metabolism. It kind of clogs it up. That's why when you have a slow metabolism, you can do a shake a day, but make sure all the other vegetables that you're digesting are cooked and warm. Your body needs that warmth. It needs gentle love and nurturing. It's a very interesting journey to go through, and know that your thyroid most likely is not the thing that's really stopped working. It's more of the speaking your truth, more of your endocrine system, your chakras being in alignment. Okay, so now that is what's in my fridge. Another thing that I have, though, is you see this ball of fun stuff. Jeff just made this last night, and this can also be gluten-free. It's not. It has regular flour, but these are going to be fresh noodles for tonight. They're going to work on them, and then they're going to be totally fresh. Pop it in water for about 3 minutes, and this took Jeff probably 10 minutes to put together. And then today we're going to do fresh sauce. It's going to be cooking all day. Him and Jacob right now, they are out doing a bike ride. And then once I get done here, Kiki right now is doing her morning, she calls it her morning routine. Takes care of her face, her body, and then does her goats. Goes and feeds them and plays a little bit. Okay, let's talk about the herbs that you have in your kitchen. Because I showed you the fresh stuff I have, which is not very much. I already told you I have an onion, so we can saute, do anything with that. Now, what I've been doing through winter is what you may want to take. I have been steaming my lungs almost every single day, at least once a day. And what it does, it beautifies your skin at the same time. So if everybody's noticed, my skin is looking more beautified this winter than ever, but it's been for the lungs. My lungs, I feel like I can even sing better. So I think my next journey here, Laura and Maria, is about me going out and singing. I don't think I have a voice yet, but I think this is opening my lungs enough to where I might be able to be a professional singer. That's what's so good. That's what's so good about steaming your lungs. You might become a professional singer because I feel like I am clear. What you'll notice is, like, we're having fresh pasta. I may have a little bit of gluten stuff where I want to go. If you find yourself doing that, this is good because it'll clear it. So water is a heavy resource in your kitchen. You want to be steaming, keeping yourself clear, your sinuses, and you're going to notice when you get connected with your sinuses and your lungs that you're going to be able to clear your sinuses more than you ever have in your life. Same thing, and we're in the kitchen, but we need to talk about this too. Same thing with bowel movements. When you get connected with any part of your body, you may think, I can never, like, say instantly, I should probably go to the bathroom because I haven't in a while. And you're like, well, I don't need to. But when you start recognizing the flow that you want for what's coming in, what's being nurtured, and then what has been there too long, which can be toxic to our body, you can start talking to your body anyway. And you're going to have more control over everything. So this is a good connection to have for yourself of the types of foods. So, okay. So this is your water resource. Make sure that you're drinking lots of water. In your water, you can put cilantro, apples. You can put anything you want in it to help your body become alkaline. I had cucumbers that I showed you. Cucumbers, perfect alkaline agent. It helps also clear the metals out of your body. But the cilantro is number one that I have in my kitchen right now. I need to use that. Okay, so in this drawer are my herbs. Now these are dry herbs, and I make sure they don't get too old. Your herbs can get very smelly, yucky, and you don't want your herbs to go bad. So always smell your herbs. Make sure that they're really good. Get connected with them. Because if you go by recipes, you're going to just put in whatever you need. You're going to go buy what you need. But as you get connected more with your health journey, you'll start recognizing what herbs should smell like, and you're going to use them more. So right now, I have red pepper, and it says cayenne on it also. I would actually put this probably in my hot water for metabolism, a little bit. And it's not that spicy if you just put like a teaspoon or maybe even half teaspoon. It revs up your metabolism, which means it brings alignment. Now, anything that you ever see that talks about anything for your alignment and your metabolism actually means it releases inflammation in your body. So connect that. You know, I just said, you know what I'm slowing down on? You know what's interesting? I have a couple clients that are extremely connected with their scale. And this is not a discussion I have had for years, but some reason the scale is very important to them. So if you're that connected with your scale, you know what the fabulous thing is that you start thinking, if you do it right, because remember, a number is a number, but recognizing inflammation, and if you gain weight really quick, it speaks to the inflammation in your body. So there is a reason. I'm not a scale person, so it's not for me, but I definitely can guide that way, is that this will release and align, and you will be weighing less. So anybody that's going to be watching this and recording if you use your scale, but let's connect it with metabolism. It's all the same. But I don't have a good relationship with the scale, and I think that as women, if we think of numbers and putting ourselves in that position, it's not good to use the scale. Okay, so I hope I talked that one enough. But you can put this in watermelon with lime. I don't have watermelon right now, but when I think of that, I think of putting it in my water. Cold water, hot water, and then I have cayenne here, which is kind of like the red peppers. If you don't like spicy, then I would add in turmeric. Turmeric is not that spicy, but turmeric is very good in all different things. When you're sauteing things, when you're making dressings, turmeric doesn't have a big, powerful taste to it, but it's very powerful in the body. So you can make sure you pull your turmeric out. You can get the root also of the turmeric, and you can put it in your water, and you can put it in your dressings. I have rosemary, oregano, and all of those are really good for making some Mexican dishes. And paprika is excellent too. Okay, so that's what I have. I have tons more, but that's kind of what I have. So look at your spices, look at what you have going on, and then think of how you can play with your water, because we're talking about how can you work with what you have and for your wellness. Now I'm going to take you into my pantry. My pantry is more taken over with more of like the stuff that my husband will eat. Because when we first started getting together, Jeff has this metabolism that's really, really high. And he was more of a junk food junkie. I didn't even know this. That's like one of the hidden secrets until you really get to know your husband. One of them was that he did fast food probably every day. Didn't even know it. And so, but he doesn't do fast food anymore. Well, I shouldn't say anymore, but I'd say 99% of the time. So he's self-correcting as time goes by. You know, you're with somebody, 20-something years, just keeps on evolving. Okay, so what I have in my pantry is I have some pumpkin seed granola. It has flax in there. I can mix that with the apple that I have. What do you have in your pantry that you may be missing? I have almonds that are from Costco. I saute these sometimes, and you can do it in coconut oil, and you can also do it in butter. And from here, this is your protein, and then you can throw in and the vegetables. Remember, I had mixed vegetables. I have onions, and then that's how. Remember, I pulled out the lettuce earlier, and then I had where you could make them lettuce boats, and so you could saute stuff like that and put it with lettuce and have it like a wrap. Also, pumpkin seeds, another, and it's sprouted, a little bit of sea salt, magnesium, protein, zinc, and iron. So we are always looking for ways to get iron. We usually don't get enough iron. I do have red meat off and on, but it's a little bit to get that iron, and Jeff just made a wonderful steak. He's very good at making steak and chicken. So he's more of the meat person in the family. And he's been in tax season, and I said, you need to go out and barbecue. So find ways that you relax when you're under a lot of stress. So he said, get out there and go barbecue. And then he'll get a beer, and he'll be outside, and he's just all happy, and he's like a little kid. And I go, see, there's my happy husband. So that's what I need to do when he's in a really bad mood. Go out and barbecue. Oh, and then last night what I did is I didn't have fresh beans to start from the beginning, but I pulled out these black beans, and then I started mixing vegetables. I even added a little bit of cheese. If you're doing perfection, you wouldn't add cheese. But sometimes I do. It's really fun because I don't think we need to be living in a perfect life. We need to be adding things here and there sometimes. And so that's wonderful. So that's what I have in my pantry. Now, what I have in my pantry, I want to share with you. I have gotten into herbs. And so you see this whole thing down here, and there's stuff back here. And these herbs, I'm going to get into more next Saturday. And you're going to hear some names you haven't heard before. And you're going to have some herbs, because I have ginkgo. Putting this into hot water and drinking it as tea, really opening it up, is incredible. So this week, check your pantry, check your fridge, check your spices you have. See what you can make right now. See if you can go a full week without going to the store. And if you need to, have a delivery, but I hear those take quite a bit of time, but maybe not in your town. I'm still just looking around here. I think that's all I have in my pantry. I don't live too much out of the pantry. The pantry is more dry foods. Yep, that's it. Okay, so find what you have. Master grocery list. If I was to make one, I would do some more vegetables. And I'd do some celery. I love having celery every day. So think of what you really, really love and what you need. Make your grocery list. Maybe take one trip and not going back and forth, so you're not exposing yourself too much. And then we're going to meet up again next Saturday at 10 o'clock. And you're going to, this first is just getting you into your refrigerator and pantry and knowing the grass isn't greener elsewhere. They have to keep buying and buying and not using up all your vegetables. Get into using your vegetables, creativity, and see what you get. Do something different. Our body loves that. Yeah. Laura, what do you have that that you want to make today?
I want to bake bread. I don't know if you heard that or not. It kind of froze up, but I for a lot of my life and my mother's, we ground our own flour and made our own bread. So I got out my wheat grinder and I dusted it off, and I have some wheat kernels that need to be ground up. So that's what I've been working on this morning, is preparing my flour.
Ooh, I love that, Laura.
Yeah,
it's going to make the house smell good and people happy.
Yeah. I thought I don't need to go to the store to buy bread. I'll just make it. But I haven't done it in a long time, so I have to gather my stuff.
That sounds awesome. Is this a recipe you would want to give up and maybe put it in our group so we have a unique recipe of how to make bread from fresh?
Sure. Yes, because I do have some tricks.
I like tricks.
Yeah.
Hey, Maria, anything for you, my friend, that you're thinking that you want to cook? Because Maria's going to give us a recipe for soup that is like such basic stuff. It's really cool. So she's going to put that in our group. Anything else, Maria, that you want, that you're thinking about that's in your kitchen you want to do?
Well, like today for the girls, I'm going to just do like a fresh berry salad. Last night I did do a pasta with broccoli and bok choy, and I have like this jalapeno olive oil. So it's
yummy! Yeah,
a little bit. And they all gobbled it up.
I love it.
But otherwise, we've been drinking a lot of hot water, just tea. And a local honey.
I love that.
They brought over.
So I'm showing you, I have infused oils also. So yeah, look at your resources. Great for dressings, great for sauteing. Olive oil, of course, is delicate, low heat, but you can make dressings out of it, and you can keep your heat low and saute fun little things with it also. All right, so have an insightful day with the food and your journey. And then next Saturday, we're going to go in and do a deep dive. I'll be in actually my kitchen cooking. I'll be making some herb teas. We're really going to connect it all with immune system. And I will be talking a little bit about cancer, because cancer is like the most trickiest chronic disease that we deal with. And so when we start connecting with cleaning our body and how these certain herbs that I'm going to be bringing in is a way to extract out the old cells that won't leave your body. That's how cancer starts happening. It just sits in your system and these cells do not leave. So it's going to be a theme to help you, because it's going to be also faced with all the stuff that we're dealing with these days. It's about getting rid of stuff in your body that does not want to be there, but it's just stuck there. So that's going to be the theme for next week. All right. Thanks for stopping by the Rhonda Liebig Health Coach Kitchen at the Fresh Inspiration Ranch. And we're going to be having fun time every day. I'm looking at my schedule. I think there's going to be 9 a.m. yoga every day. It's going to be a half an hour. It's going to be Zen. We need to come together as a community and give ourselves at least half an hour of group community stuff together. That's going to be a way to build immune system also. Love you, ladies.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.